Ladies and gentlemen, members and friends, Matt Bailey here, your country director for the SMWS and ambassador and all-round whiskey appreciator. It's July Outturn. We've got some goodies to share around, and we're keeping our malted month theme sort of going this year so far with something a bit different and unique every month. We started the year off with a single cask Canadian whiskey. We then moved to an 18-year-old blended malt. No, it was a single malt, sorry, 18-year-old single malt. It was batched together from Australian wine casks. We've been constantly changing the game every month, being our Maverick year. I had a few members recently ask me, what does Maverick year even mean? I was on an event recently and they said, what does that mean? I said, it's our year of showing that we've always been pushing boundaries both on taste, on flavour, on releases, on just mixing things up a bit. And that might be even looking at some of our society history of casks. Someone posted in our Facebook group recently, if you're not a member, you should join, of just about the whole, there was a Society 53, there was extra matured in ex-black oak Armagnac casks. And they're so hard to come by. And even, actually, one of the comments was from Julian Williams from our UK team. Hi, Julian, big shout out. So it's great to hear it from the horse's mouth, where he replied saying, yeah, these casks are hard to come by, and it's great when you get a chance to play around with them and do extra maturation. Anyway, my point is, malt of the month this year, for the first 6 months of the year and ongoing, has been always something a bit experimental, something super flavoursome that we're able to share around with our members. Now, July is no different because we're putting on something for the winter months that is heavily peated. Now, we see a few of our peated profiles come through almost every month. We see oily and coastals, lightly peated, but getting casks of heavily peated whiskey where it really does qualify for that heavier flavour profile is often a bit tricky. It's a bit like light and delicate as a flavour profile. You don't see too many light and delicate. When you do, they're often phenomenal. Actually, check out 2.134 currently on the site or in this outturn as a bundle with 2.135. Great distillery too, you'll know as well, and great when presented as 15-year-old single casks. Anyway, 135.39, let's have a taste of malt of the month. Thanks for coming along and watching this video, because these are fun to talk about, some of these releases. And make sure there's no bits of cork in the bottle. Here we go. I can smell that from here. I know I'm sitting on the sort of 20 centimetres away from the glass, but the room instantly smells like heavily peated whiskey. 135.39, the 39th cask that our expert tasting panels approved to be bottled by Distillery 135. Now, 135 is not an Islay distillery. It's a Highland distillery. It's a Highland region in Scotland. Sorry, it's not a plural word. And probably one of the most, I've said before about Distillery 135, 122, 112, G9, G15. It's probably one of the most innovative distilleries in terms of the number of different spirit runs and flavour profiles that they can play around with. Let's have a nose. Yeah, very deserving of the heavily peated profile. It's a bit earlier in the day here when recording this. This is not the kind of dram I'd usually have it around lunchtime, but you know what? Give it a go. So I love the front notes here, because they're bang on. It says like notes of English mustard, straight away English mustard, and that sort of smoky pulled pork, beef brisket kind of thing going on. It is like mustard on pork. So it's not your usual sort of peat of just like mossy bogs and damp earth and tarry rope. I don't actually get any of that sort of tarry rope or seashells or oysters and stuff on this one like you do get out of some smoky whiskies. I get so much more like, it's like mainland meats. It's like smoked pork, pickles, smoked pickle sauce. You know those, I don't know if it's like, it's not Spam, but it's like Spam. It's like a smoky Spam. I can't remember what it's called. It might be called smoky Spam. I can't remember the last time I bought a tin of Spam, or anyone bought a tin of Spam. I'm sure it's not as popular as what it used to be in World War II era, but I'm sorry to Spam Corporation for saying that. I'm sure Spam's still good. Wow. That's a belter. That is like hot English mustard, smoky pickles, pork crackling. That just keeps going. That's got a really long finish. This is something you want to open on a cold night, which we're all experiencing at the moment. Maybe not so much if you're in far north Queensland or something, but so big shout out to the Howies. But it's definitely a cold weather dram. Definitely a wintry kind of dram. Something you want to open on a cold night to warm you up. That's just lovely. Heavily peated, second fill ex-bourbon barrel, 9 years old. Smoked Scrunch Munch. Something to enjoy for July Outturn. Love to hear your comments, love to hear your thoughts. Any questions you have on this cask or anything on Outturn in general, just pop them in the comments. We read all the comments. We even reply to most of them. So just pop your comments in the video below on YouTube. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, do the thing. Press the subscribe button, press the little bell icon, and so you don't miss any of the society videos, which we like to put up every week. Until I see you next time, cheers, Sanjiva.